Hello everyone, this is Val Gamers about to bring you a review for God of War Ragnarok. Santa Monica Studio did it again. The crafter would have to be another great God of War game. It's another example of their craft to putting together a great story with amazing action and a diverse combat system that only engrosses a player to play more of their incredible game. Let's start off with the combat. The combat itself hasn't changed much from the original game, but it has added new variables to the combat, like charging your axe to make for a more thought out combat system when you go for a strike. You are blessed with a new weapon like the Dropnir Spear, a weapon that is well thought out in its combat prowess. You can charge your attacks with the spear or use the R2 for more powerful strikes. And you have to plan out each attack, as each new enemy type comes with their own new set of problems for you to deal with. The combat is a great system. It's simple and clean. It makes you think on your toes and keeps you aware of your surroundings as you fight. The enemies themselves hasn't changed much either. You deal with the same group of enemies except for raiders, centaurs, dogs that explode, these frog creatures, light elves that use swords, and these slugs that are possibly the most annoying enemy in the whole game. It's a new set of Wissamodis that return to make an appearance again. I don't mind it personally that they kept to their old guns, and it makes sense for the world when you think about it. It's one of those choices that I completely understand, and it makes me appreciate the game that much more. For enemies, though, you do get a new addition to the combat with a poise meter. It fills up as you lay damage and has the possibility to stagger an enemy for quick executions, or take a chunk off its health for quicker combat encounters. It all depends on you, though, and how aggressive you try to be against these enemies. The story itself is fantastic. Fimbulwinter is here. A long, oppressive winter apparently that has been happening for years. You follow Kratos, of course, and Atreus, who is now all grown up and is ready to start his own journey and new experiences as well. Kratos in the story is struggling with his newfound responsibility of becoming the leader he's always meant to be by prophecy, and trying to be a good father and teach Atreus the lessons he's meant to learn to grow and be the man that he's always meant to become. It's not a straightforward journey from start to finish like it was in the last game. You still have to follow Kratos, of course, but in this game, you will also play as Atreus, who has his own roles inside of the game, as well as long quests for him to do as he grows and matures. And as you are also going on a search for Tyr, a legendary giant that holds the key to Ragnarok, and the journey you must follow as you explore the meaning of being a giant and what it means to try and fight against prophecy. It was a great addition Santa Monica Studio added to the game and gives it more depth to Atreus' character. In the story, you finally meet Odin and Thor, two of the most thick-headed characters I have ever met in my entire life. Thor, the fat drunkard who has family issues, and Odin, the clever manipulator who adds on the family issues. You follow the journey as you deal with these two multiple times throughout the game, and learn what makes them who they are. It's a brand new take on Norse mythology gods, and what they had to deal with as Kratos tries to avoid his destiny. The game is filled with new experiences for you to enjoy. It's an amazing game from start to finish. It's filled with a whole new brand of side quests that are more involved and leave you wanting more for them because they are just so good. There are endless areas for you to explore, and in the game, you have a new challenge enemy called Berserkers. There is this new enemy that are similar to the Valkyries. They are the new kind of fight with their own variety of problems for you to deal with as you fight each one. and has a personal vendetta with Lemire, who displays his dislike for them as he has dealt with them in the past. The game is an amazing experience that will grip you with an amazing tale as you left with in awe at its new set pieces, level design, which is great for those who are coming into this game for the first time. It's what games were made for, and I'm happy I got a chance to experience this game for the first time. Now let's talk about the Valhalla DLC. This is a brand new game style for God of War as it turns GOW into a roguelike. You start the DLC with basically nothing. Even your shield doesn't work in the beginning, but it adds a new layer of fun gameplay as you do this challenge run and go through the level over and over and over and over and over again, and try to get to the end. It's hard to deal with and can be quite challenging. I was playing on prowess difficulty, which is the second hardest difficulty in the game, and I have to say it kicked my butt a few times. So you go through the Valhalla, and each time is granted a new experiences and new challenges each time that test you to see what you're made of and to see what is at the end of the road. It's a great DLC and great new way to play God of War with hints of Hades inspirations that can be seen throughout the DLC as you enjoy its endless fun to be had. The game has a lot of content for you to enjoy, and it pushes you to try to be better as you go through the journey with Kratos and Atreus. The game's combat is an old familiar, but still adds new additions to keep it fresh. The enemies are hard and challenging, which only increases the amount of fun you can have from it. The story is long, but filled with amazing set pieces, amazing visuals that capture your attention, and new challenges that test what you're made of. In my final score, I'm giving God of War Ragnarok the highest 9 out of 10 I can possibly give it. Why doesn't it get a 10 out of 10? There are some times when the game will eat your inputs, and it copy and pastes old enemies in the game, which isn't a bad thing, but it's something that doesn't warrant a 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for checking out my video. Like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!